Good morning, Fort Worth. It is the 12th day of May. You've got Andrew, Michelle, and Frank here with you this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
This is the morning show on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. If you guys haven't joined us before, thanks for being here. We do some segments, and everything that we do is kind of centered around the city of Fort Worth. We've got weather, this day in history, National Day of, news stories, Fort Worth events, and then a good news story and a space news story. These are supposed to be 20 minutes long, released to you every morning at 9 a.m. You can get them everywhere. What is it? Spotify, Apple Podcasts. What are some other ones? It's all of them. So just pick one. Throw a dart.
Platforms.
Oh, yeah. On all the social media, it's Fort Worth Roots. Okay, I think we covered all our bases. Frank, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us the name of your business. We're going to get into it here in a minute, but let people know what you do.
Yeah, so I started just recently in March, Brew Samplers Club.
Okay.
And so, I started it when I went to the store to buy coffee myself. I couldn't find the one that I usually buy, and I usually go to Sam's Club, right? I buy in bulk. I like to have a good amount so that I don't finish it quickly. And with Walmart, you go in and you see 12 packs, 24 packs or whatever. That finishes too quick for me. I drink like 3 cups a day.
Amen.
So I just decided, hey, let me try to get into this business. And I am a serial entrepreneur. So like that same night, I just bought any random coffee. And that night I was actually thinking, how can I get into this business venture, right? Mm-hmm. I couldn't sleep all night. I was thinking of how to put all of this together. And then that's when Brew Samplers came together. There was a lot going into it. Dang it.
That's okay,
Sorry.
Frank. We're going to get back into that, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, brother. And Michelle from the Body Scrubbery.
Good morning.
Good morning. Long night?
Yeah. Early
All right.
morning.
Let's get into the weather and let those two recover and decide what they're going to say here in a minute. Thank you again for joining us. This morning, our weather report. Monday, 85 for a high, 62 for a low. Brace yourselves, people. You knew this was coming. Tuesday, 98 degrees for a high, 71 for a low. And then Wednesday. Michelle, you tell them.
It's going to get hot.
How hot?
Here. Taking off all our clothes.
Look over here. Look. Concentrate. Look.
Oh, I don't even have my glasses on.
Wednesday. Right here.
Wednesday is going to be 103 degrees.
For a high. 76 for a low. Thursday, 87 for a high, 71 for a low. Friday, 92 for a high, 71 for a low. And then moving into the weekend, we've got some PM thunderstorms, 39% and 43% respectively. 91 on Saturday for a high, 72 for a low. And Sunday, 89 degrees for a high, 74 for a low. It's going to get hot. All right. We do these every morning, Monday through Thursday. And by the way, today we are recording at a place called Hoppin'. It's on Weisenberger Street, right down from Blackland Distillery, right next door to that, and Doc's Records. Save Your Tooth Month, that is apparently today, or this month. Bike to Work Week, National Salvation Army Week, Chronic Fatigue Syndrome Day. I'm clicking on it. Are you always feeling tired, Michelle?
All the time.
International Myalgic Encephalomyelitis, Chronic Fatigue Syndrome. Jesus, whoever made that name, we could never be friends. Day is observed every year on May 12th. It is a day to support and recognize people with that condition and other chronic immunological and neurological diseases by raising awareness and providing useful information. The holiday was created by Thomas Hensey, who no one remembers. May 12 was chosen to commemorate the birthday of Florence Nightingale, who experienced symptoms of what many believe might be that thing or fibromyalgia. Okie dokie. Now you know. That's what today is. Let's get this day in history going. May 12th. Oh, they're reaching way back. 907, year 907. How do you even say that? Tang Dynasty collapses. 1328, Anti-Pope ascends. Ooh, the Anti-Pope. Who's this? Last imperial Anti-Pope is consecrated with a claim that the papacy, backed by the Holy Roman Emperor Petro Dish, is consecrated as Anti-Pope Nicholas V in Rome. Okay, somebody cares, I'm sure. 1942, this day in history, German sub sinks U.S. ship at mouth of Mississippi. That's terrifying. Gliding through the dark waters of the Gulf of Mexico, now known as something else, German submarine U-507 spots the SS Virginia just off the mouth of the Mississippi River and torpedoes the 10,000-ton tanker, sinking her. 27 sailors perish in the audacious attack that will shock Americans. That is pretty crazy.
That's insane.
Did you know about
I
that?
had not known.
Damn.
We'll deep dive that later.
1942, this day in history.
That's
1949, Soviets lift their blockade of Berlin almost a year into their effort to isolate Germany's capital after World War II. Soviet occupiers reopened supply routes to West Berlin, over 200,000 flights, delivering food and fuel to the blockaded city from the U.S., U.K., and others had severely undermined the USSR's expansionist plans. What do you think about that, Michelle?
It's exciting.
Yeah, I thought so too. All right. News in the city from the FortWorthReport.org. The story is by Nicole Lopez. More trailways, amenities, and a kayak launch are coming to this North Fort Worth park. City officials are collaborating to bring fresh amenities to Riverside Park in North Fort Worth. During its April 15th meeting, the Tarrant Regional Water District Board of Directors approved a contract between the Water District and the Parks and Recreation Department to add a kayak dock and extend the existing trail at that park. Hey, do you know who has been on the show that sits on the board of the Tarrant Regional Water District?
Maddie?
Nope.
Okay,
Leah King. Leah King. She's the president of JPS, and she sits on the board of TRWD.
I actually had some kayaks, and I did go down in the river with some friends, and it was fun.
You don't want to bathe in that water, but it's good kayaking.
No, but with
water.
the water that's been flushing the river out, I think it's the best time to go now.
You could be
If you ever
right
wanted
or
to.
completely wrong, because with
Never know.
all that rainwater comes pollution, right? Runoff from streets and
That's
roadways.
true.
The current trail was added as part of the ongoing floodwater storage construction for the Central City Panther Island Flood Control Project. You guys can read more about this. The story does continue. FortWorthReport.org. All right, our next story is also by the same folks. Story by Eric Garcia. Fort Worth plans $6 million in Meacham Airport runway improvements to keep up with demand. That airport, I feel like, kind of gets overshadowed because it's a lot of like private flights and big commercial jobs and things. It's not like DFW or Love Field, but it's a huge aviation hub for Fort Worth. Fort Worth plans to make about $6 million in runway infrastructure improvements to bustling Meacham International Airport. As Texas' second busiest general aviation airport, Meacham saw more than 210,000 takeoffs and landings in 2024. All those planes have caused wear and tear on airport infrastructure. Fort Worth City Council has approved a federal grant application seeking $1.8 million that would, if awarded by the Federal Aviation Administration, help fund the reconstruction of paved areas where aircraft are parked and where they access the runway. Runway upgrades are part of the city's $170 million airport master plan, which also calls for upgrades to the control tower as well as the merging of the airport fire station and a nearby local fire station. I also think, did I see that we are building a new terminal out there? In Fort Worth, putting in a new terminal at DFW?
Yeah, I'm very happy that they're doing that because I don't have a private jet yet, but I will.
Right.
And so I can see myself on one of those runways, and seeing that, like that they're building a whole bunch of new infrastructure out there. It's pretty cool.
I've landed a Cessna out there.
Have you really?
It wasn't mine, but yeah.
Nice.
All right, the story is also from Fort Worth Report. Story by Drew Shaw. Fort Worth leaders speak out against possible Texas ban on Chinese sister cities. If you guys don't know this, Fort Worth and a bunch of other U.S. cities have sister cities.
I don't know what that means. Andrew.
Well, I don't really know either. It just means that we have nominated them like, hey, you're our sister city.
That's right.
And we include them on like our websites and stuff. I don't really know what it means. Anyway, some people are like, we got to get China off of our sister cities list. And a bunch of our politicians were like, no, never. Anyway, I picked this story because another guest that's been on the Fort Worth Roots podcast is shown in this picture here. But the way the picture was taken, it looks like his name is Charlie Lursdorf, but it's not. It's just the way the picture's taken. His name is actual Michael Crane from District 3, who just won re-election. Under a proposed Texas law, Fort Worth could be forced to cut its nearly 14-year relationship with a Chinese city, an outcome concerning city leaders who have personal ties to the cross-Pacific community. Actually, here's a little tidbit that I only know because he's been on the show. Michael Crane has 2 adopted daughters, and I believe they are adopted from China. Texas lawmakers are advancing a bill to restrict cities from having sister city relationships with communities in countries deemed a foreign adversary. If signed into law, Fort Worth would need to dissolve its relationship with Guiyang, China, a city of about 6 million people and one of Fort Worth's 9 sister cities. Nîmes, France is another sister city. I'm just full of little tidbits this morning.
Seems like it should just only be a positive thing.
Here's one from Michael Crane. I will say wholeheartedly that Sister Cities has no ties to any organization that are undermining our government, said Fort Worth City Council member Michael Crane. He represents parts of the West Side and is the council's liaison with Guiyang. It truly is a volunteer-led organization. Okay, you guys can read on about that. It sounds like we've got some homies on the board that are trying to keep our sister cities, and that's on the fortworthreport.org. Title was Fort Worth Leaders Speak Out Against Possible Ban on Chinese Sister Cities. All right, events calendar. FortWorthTexas.gov is where we're pulling this information. On the 12th, PBR World Finals. Location just says Fort Worth. Lots of events are scheduled this year for the Boot, Trot, 5K, 3K to the PBR World Finals 2025. Join the fun. Check the website for times, details, and venues. More information is on that website. You can click on the links there. More information. It's just PBR World Finals all week. So, and what's this? 17th annual Bistro at the Zoo. Location Dickies Arena, 1911 Montgomery Street. Attire for Bistro is summer chic. Think sundresses, casual button-down shirts, shorts, and sandals. Comfortable shoes are highly recommended as the event will require walking through the zoo. I don't know why it says it's at Dickies Arena if it's going to be at the zoo, but right on, whoever wrote this. Our good news story of the day. This one was cool. goodnewsnetwork.org, and the story is by Nathan Frederick. Teen girl battles jellyfish to complete 27-mile swim. May soon be youngest to finish the top 7 ocean challenge. Go ahead.
That's one of my biggest fears, sharks and jellyfish. That's why I don't go in the ocean.
All right,
so the fact that it's a real thing is just, again.
I got to ask, are there equivalent amounts of fear with jellyfish and shark for you?
Kind of.
Yeah? Okay. Frank?
Both.
Not really.
Would you rather fight 1,000 jellyfish or 1 saber-toothed tiger shark?
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish?
Yeah, for sure.
Same.
Because they're just going to sting you. I mean,
that's gonna hurt.
I mean, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to suck.
Imagine getting your arm bit off or
But that
leg
shark
bit
I
off.
just made up, he will turn you into frappe. New Zealand's Cook Strait is considered one of the most dangerous stretches of open water in the world. Strong winds can produce violent storms, massive waves, and unpredictable currents. Jellyfish litter the surface. Sharks lurk in the depths below. And yet, 17-year-old Maya Murij was determined to cross it. The California teen is hoping to become the youngest person ever to complete the famous Ocean 7, the most daunting open water swim across the world. This is how horror movies start. Mm-hmm. The Berkeley native swam across the English Channel last summer and has also crossed the Catalina Channel. Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah.
Papa. Papa. Nobody? Okay. All right. In April, she took on the Cook, which also required facing one of her greatest fears, jellyfish. Even when I was getting in the water, I was already like, I'm so scared. I don't want to see jellyfish, Maya told CNN. The entire time, I was just fighting myself mentally to kind of get over that fear.
And then there were the jellyfish. As she feared, her actual fear just came to life.
Did you read this article, or are you just
obviously
making up stuff?
It happened.
The Cook Strait separates the North and South Island of New Zealand. Marathon swimming guidelines only allowed Maya to wear a swimsuit, not a wetsuit, for her attempt, leaving her more exposed to those fearsome jellyfish and some frigid water temperatures that peaked near 60 degrees. And to make matters worse, ocean currents made her swim twice the distance of the of the actual strait turning the 13.67-mile swim into a 27-mile marathon.
Oof.
Dude, I would have pulled her out. Confirming her fear, every few strokes, Maya would get stung. The welts piling up on her arms, face, nose, lips. The currents kept swirling. She had to stop every 30 minutes to eat, too, with the exertion of the task required a regular calorie intake. But she persisted. She was
She should have eaten those jellyfish. Just eating her way through them.
Fort Worth Roots is not a dietitian show or a medical professional. We do not, however, suggest
The
that you eat
collagen
jellyfish.
benefits,
They're
I
not
heard,
actually
are
made out of grape
amazing.
jelly. Jellyfish and peanut butter.
Good for the hair and nails.
But she persisted. She saw a few shooting stars light up the New Zealand sky above her, sparkling hope as the destination grew closer.
Maybe that was the jellyfish toxin.
It could have been. She's tripping balls. After 14 hours, 8 minutes, and 36 seconds in the water, Maya finally stepped out of dry land again, completing her fourth of the famed Ocean 7. One of the motivating factors that propelled her along the way was an ongoing charity fundraiser she created. Maya survived a
Jellyfish.
benign pancreatic tumor in 2023, and one of her close friends is also a cancer survivor. Thus, she has linked her swims to the nonprofit group Swim Across America, already raising over the years the huge sum of $150,000 for pediatric cancer research. Right on. This girl is going to be the president of the universe. That is amazing. Holy shit. I'm sorry, dude. I started getting
What is she,
stung.
12?
She's 17.
She's
When
17?
she did this, yeah. Yeah, no, dude. I get stung on the lip by a jellyfish. I'm out. I will find other ways to raise money for charity.
Yep. Yeah. Same.
All right, let's move on to the space news story real quick. Sci-fi cult classic Event Horizon. Anybody seen this?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Well, it was one of my favorite sci-fi movies, but if you go back and watch it today,
Super stupid.
it just doesn't hold up.
Yeah. It's a lot of.
It's
there's a
real
few
bad.
movies
It's
like-
real
mhm,
bad. Scares up a prequel comic series later this year, and we can't wait. Learn the original fate of the infamous Gravity Drive starship. New 5-issue summer shocker that emerges from hell in August 2025. I'm going to have to watch this, and then I'm probably going to end up watching Event Horizon again, but I'm telling you, British director Paul Anderson, 1997 sci-fi horror flick Event Horizon has become a certified cult classic over the years, and it's considered one of the best space horror movies of all times thanks to atmospheric religious imagery. Okay. Techno orchestral score and haunted house jump scares. All right. Event Horizon tells the chilling supernatural tale of a rescue vessel investigating a missing spacecraft that appears near Neptune after 7 years' absence. But what happened to the original ship and its crew? It's been long rumored that an Event Horizon prequel TV series was in development by Paramount and that still hasn't materialized, but remains categorized as an active project. The story does continue. You guys can read on at spacenews.com. And our camera just died. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you have a chance to waste 2 hours of your life, because you will feel like you wasted your life, go watch this movie. It is one of my favorites. The graphics, the what do you call that? The CGI. It doesn't hold up. Like back in the day, dude.
You can see the string.
Almost.
String.
But it was groundbreaking whenever it came out.
What is it called again?
It's called Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
From 1997. Now you go back and you watch like The Matrix, it still holds up. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Right.
But this predates The Matrix by like half a decade.
Wow.
So it's rough. It's real rough. But I think everybody should see it anyway, just because it is a great story about hell and demons and outer space.
Excellent.
So now you got that. Michelle, tell people what they can expect whenever they walk into the Body Scrubbery over on Pennsylvania Avenue.
We are a boutique, unique spa experience. We have 5 core services: traditional massage, our unique salt and oil body scrubs, facials, back and feet treatments, and we have 2, 3, and 4.5 hour luxurious spa experiences that you can design for your spa day. So we're doing that every day.
Did you say feet treatment?
Feet tweet. Wait. And
I
I
hear
also
you
have
say
a
that?
dog to adopt. If there's anybody looking for a dog to adopt out there, she is an adorable German Shepherd / Kelpie mix that I found in Walmart. She has zero bad habits.
Don't lie to people. It's a puppy.
She's
adorable,
She's
though.
got some puppy habits.
She knows we're talking about her.
She
Look.
I know. Look, she's been sitting over there perfectly staring
She
with
is.
one blue and one brown eye. We will post a picture later, but she's adorable. But not from my household. I got 2 very angry cats at home.
Can I just say, I don't know how you do it, but somehow Michelle always brings up either brown eye, beehole. It's always something with you. How did you do that?
I don't know.
It's masterful the way you do this.
I don't know.
But you've done it again.
Yeah. So anyway, if anybody is looking for a dog, I have brought her to the vet. I'm $300 into this dog at this point. I'm like, people are like, just keep her at this point. I'm like, no. But I want to make sure I send her off in the right way.
Yeah, send her off
I
in the
need
right
those
way.
Purgatory points.
I get that. Okay, and they can find the Body Scrubbery on Instagram as The Body Scrubbery.
We're right over here on 519 Pennsylvania Avenue. We had a very busy Mother's Day.
I bet you
servicing all
did.
the mothers.
And then that's why you just wild out. You're like, it's my turn.
Yeah, I got a little crazy last night. Like, shout out to all my new friends at the Yellow Rose Saloon over on Cherry Lane.
Has that been there forever? Or is
I think
it a
it
new
has.
place?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun.
The only Yellow Rose I know of is in Austin, Texas. So
It's my new favorite little
we'll have
dive
to,
pub
we'll have
now.
to go have a beer. Yeah. Frank, you got any good dives around Fort Worth?
Let's see. Not really.
Nope.
I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
Not as much.
How about
Really.
breakfast places?
Breakfast places, I would say Tres Betos.
Where's that?
Over by 28th Street and 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
The name matches the location.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Good
Oh,
breakfast.
Amazing.
You get
Amazing.
the migas.
Oh yeah, I make those at home, but I mean, if I want to go out, I'll go there, and they make them pretty good.
What's
yeah.
the migas?
migas?
Well, you'll just have to go and find
I
out.
didn't say that like a throwaway lady. What's the migas?
So, serial entrepreneur, created your own box. How did you do
Yes,
that?
sir.
Or is that something that you just found that already existed?
No, so well, it may have. I created this one right here, so I just cut it out of a USPS box, and this is actually another box. So I made some circles in it, and I put some of the coffee products that I didn't like, and I sent it off to a box manufacturer, and they created this. I think
Oh,
they may
cool.
have had it in stock already,
Okay.
right? But yeah, I couldn't sleep one night, and I just kept thinking about how to send, a unique box to a customer to see,
Love it.
coffee
It's
products
ingenious.
in a different way.
I'm loving this coffee. I don't know
Yeah?
which one it is, but
That
yeah.
one I want to say is the Free Rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you gave us both.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it. So, that's one of the things that, kind of influenced me to start this business was I went into the store and I would see all these coffee products and I didn't know how they tasted. And just like this one right here, I bought it and it had a whole bunch of them, different flavors. And these are the ones that I didn't like, right? So I have about 30 of these. And I just decided that I would create a business to
Yeah,
send
it makes
samples
sense because
to
you never
people.
know. Like,
Yeah.
there's just so many.
Right.
different
Yeah.
coffee
And you don't want
flavors
to
out there.
waste money on buying something you don't like, or
Yeah.
just to kind of gamble away and see
Yeah.
if it's going to be the right fit for you or not.
So
That's
do
why I
they?
like the hopping. You just sample.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sample everything.
That's the move at Hoppin'. 58 taps on the wall. You just run down there and
Yeah.
you get an ounce of this, an ounce of that, and see which beer you like the best. Okay, they buy the sampler kit. They find the ones they want. What's the next move?
So actually, at the moment, they're not really going to find what they want. What we do is we send them a survey. They fill it out, and based on what they have selected that they like, so they can choose, if they like regular coffee, decaf, something with an earthy flavor or a fruity flavor, sweet caramel, whatever it is, right? We'll use that information to create tags on their customer profile, and then we'll use an AI software to, basically create products for that.
The future is here.
Yeah, the future is definitely here. And, what we're trying to work on is bringing some of the well-known brands to, to our business, resell their products. And then some of the smaller roast companies, and then also create our own with Roastify. That's another platform where you can basically create your own coffee. It's a white label platform, so you just basically slap your label on it, and then you have the option to create your own, kind of coffee.
Outstanding. Where can people find you?
It's brewsamplersclub.com.
Okay. Are you on socials?
I am.
Sure,
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, the works. Just look up brewsamplersclub.com.
Oh, yeah. Frank, thanks for being on the show, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
And Michelle, thank you for always being the best part of our Mondays.
95% of the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in. You can find everything Fort Worth Roots by just looking up that name, Fort Worth Roots. Social, streaming services, YouTube, easy to find. As y'all move through outer space on the back of a giant sea turtle, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till tomorrow, folks. Good day.
Bye.